Hello, my friends. Welcome. This is Patty Bennett, and I am so happy that you have joined me today to hear about the new Stampin' Up! Catalog and the new in colors. So exciting. They're very pretty. I love them. I think you're going to really enjoy this video. We are going to talk about, like I said, the new in colors. I have tons of in-color samples I've been working on. I'm going to share them with you. We're going to talk a bit about rainbow order because I know that's one thing that you all love every year when we do that. I have a download available for you, and I have a technique to share with you that I just learned yesterday, and it made an improvement upon this design. So I am going to share that with you at the end. This is a pre-recorded video. I know most of you follow me on Facebook on Fridays for my lives, and Facebook was not cooperating today. So I am just recording this video for you. Today, if you happen to be catching it around the time that I'm publishing it, is Friday, March 21st, 2025. We just received this lovely new Stampin' Up! Catalog last week at the Stampin' Up! On Stage event. I attended the one in Raleigh, North Carolina. It was awesome. I'm just going to show you a quick picture here. This was the group of demonstrators that came from we call them a downline. They are people who have signed up with me or under people who have signed up with me. We had about 30 in our group. It was awesome. We had so much fun. And look at these fun stairs. When you're coming down the stairs, you can't see this. These pictures are on the risers of each stair. And it was so fun the way that Stampin' Up! Decorated that. But we had a great time, and we received the new catalog, and I will be able to share the inside of the catalog with you after May 6th, 2025. That's when this catalog goes live. But since we were able to use the new in colors and we were able to pre-order some products, I thought I would just get going and show you some of this fun. So my name is Patty Bennett. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I blog at pattystamps.com. I do have over 6,000 posts there for you if you're looking for inspiration with Stampin' Up! Supplies for card making, crafting, paper crafting, or scrapbooking. And you can go there to contact me to request a catalog and to find more information about these colors and projects that we're talking about today. So in colors, let's talk about that for just a quick minute. Stampin' Up! Has 50 colors plus a couple of neutral colors, black and vanilla and whatnot. But there are 50 core colors. 5 of them rotate out of the rotation every year, and 5 new ones come in every year. So each group of 5 stays for 2 years. So the new colors that you're seeing right here will be available May 2025 through April or May 2027. So these are the new colors. They are Strawberry Slush, and some of you who have been around a while like me are probably thinking, I remember that color. Yes, it's a returning color. We have Darling Duckling, which is a nice, vibrant yellow, but it's a little bit muted. The ink, especially, I think it stamps a little bit with a slight green or brown undertone, just a little bit. It's not like as bright as Lolly and Daffodil. And then Timid Tiger is our new orange. I love this color. I just see this for fall pumpkins, anything that you need a really good true orange. I love this one. Cloud Cover is a new, you can see it's kind of a blue-gray or a gray-blue. I don't know which way you want to say that. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in just a second. It is currently unavailable in the ink pad or the ink refill. There were some issues with the color looking a little bit too gray as it aged. So the cardstock will be available. The marker, the blends, the ribbon, and embellishments are going to be available with this color, but not the ink pad. And then our fifth color is called Secret Sea. And I really don't know exactly how it's coming across with this lighting. We'll compare it in just a minute when we look at the rainbow order, but it is really, really, really dark. And I am going to show you on some cards at the end that I am actually kind of using it almost as black. It can almost look black. It's so dark, but it is a dark blue. So those are the 5 colors that will be available starting May 5th in this new catalog. So we have our cardstock, we have the set of in-color markers that we always have. These are called Stampin' Write markers. They are water-based and you can use them on your rubber if you like to color on the rubber stamp, or you can color in on paper with these. And then the ink pads, now you're going to notice there are only 5. And that is because, as I mentioned, the ink for cloud cover was not aging appropriately when they did some aging tests with that color. So it won't be available as an ink pad or a refill, but we do have the other 5 colors that will be available, and I love them. They work well together. I'll show you more samples in a minute, but I did want to just briefly go over those colors first. So, one thing I wanted to talk to you about is rainbow order. So this is something that I do each year. I know many of you come to my blog every year to see my rainbow order for my cardstock and my blends and my ink pads and my re-inkers, and you're always curious, how is Patty going to do her rainbow order this year? So what I like to do is I get the assortment packs of Stampin' Up! Cardstock. I cut it into quarters, and that is how I have these quarter sheets easily. I am not opening 50 packs of paper and taking a sheet out. I just use the assortment pack for this. And if you notice these labels on here, this is a free download I offer every year. You can get it by clicking the file on my blog. And it is in rainbow order if you go down the first column, down the second column, and down the third column to right here to basic white. When you hit basic white, that's the end of the colors in rainbow order. And then just to take up the space on these 80 labels, it is Avery 5167, 80 labels on a sheet. I went ahead and added things like watercolor paper, gold and silver foil. I did a duplicate of the in colors because there might be something that you want to label in addition to cardstock or something else that you're labeling. And then I went ahead and put some of the designer paper labels here. And if you don't need them, that's fine. But I just thought rather than blank, it would be fun to give you those. So this download is always free every year. You can also find this rainbow order on page 77 in the Stampin' Up! Catalog, this new catalog. So you don't have to memorize this. You don't have to write it down. If you want to just look in your new catalog when you get it, reference page 77. So I am not going to go through this entire rainbow order right now because that will be a separate post. But what I wanted to do was show you where these new in colors fit in according to the Stampin' Up! Rainbow order. So Strawberry Slush, this is one of those new in colors. They have put here between Pretty in Pink and Flirty Flamingo. And you can see that this would be a gorgeous analogous color combo. We've been talking about color combos and the color wheel. So it fits right in there. It's just beautiful. Fits right in. Very lovely. And then next would be the new Darling Duckling. And they have put it Daffodil Delight, Lemon Lolly, Darling Duckling, in that order. Let me just hold these up so you can see a little bit closer. You can see the difference in those colors, and I think you can see what I mean about a little bit of a greenish brownish undertone with the Darling Duckling. So again, one of those new in colors. And then next up in the rainbow order is the Cloud Cover. So they have put it between Pool Party and Balmy Blue. So let me hold these three up so that you can see. You can get that comparison. I think the Cloud Cover is a really nice addition. I just noticed, I'm just going to hold it up with Misty Moonlight as well. I think it's going to be gorgeous with Misty Moonlight because they both have that gray undertone. Okay, wait, I don't want to get these all mixed up. Let me get these back in order. And then, oops, where did my, well, I know it's right here. I just lost my little tab. Secret Sea is the fifth and final color here, and they have put it between Misty Moonlight and Blueberry Bushel as an example of the blues. I am also just going to add in Night of Navy right here so that you can see that as a comparison. The Secret Sea, in my opinion, is almost a black. Oh, we missed Timid Tiger. I'll go back to that. I just realized we missed one. It's Timid Tiger. I'll go back. This is almost a blackish looking color, I think, compared to blues, but this is where they put it in the rainbow order. I may adjust it in mine when we get to that point, but I just wanted to show you where they had it in the selection. So here we go. Let me show you where they put Timid Tiger. So Timid Tiger, new in color, they put between Cajun Craze and Peach Pie. I also just want to fan this out to Pumpkin Pie so that you can see those oranges. And it is a subdued orange, not quite as deep and bold as Pumpkin Pie, but still a really, really gorgeous orange. So that is where they have it in the rainbow order. And again, if you want those, it'll be on my blog. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can look in the description or the show notes right below this video, and you'll be able to download the file here with all of the colors. So that is my gift to you every year. We were able to make this chart at On Stage. So it does have the 5 in color pieces of cardstock, the stamped images minus the cloud cover, and then we used the markers to make a little squiggle, or I did a little heart. I did just want to point out that even though the cloud cover ink pad is a little bit too gray and they pulled it off the market, the marker is beautiful, and it is truly a lovely blue-gray color. So you can still use the marker, even though the ink pad will not be available. So let's look at some samples and some products with some of the new things that we were able to either pre-order or some of the items that I received as gifts from Stampin' Up. And I want to show you these samples. So the first thing I want to show you, this is a great way, I'm just going to leave those here so you can see these, a great way to compare these 3 new in colors. This is a stamp set that let me pull it out here, that it was an optional add-on event, and I selected this as my set that I wanted to use for the make and takes during this after hours event. Surprise, I did not follow the directions. There was a lovely book that we received with tons of ideas. I just wanted to see how the colors went together. So here I actually have the 3, Timid Tiger, Darling Duckling, Strawberry Slush. I did stamp off the Darling Duckling, and it's almost like lolly, lemon lolly. So I thought that was a great way to look at how those colors paired together. And they had Granny Apple Green on the table, so I used that as well. And here is kind of the same thing, but a little more concentrated on stamping the Timid Tiger. And then this one, I did not use the Lemon Lolly, but I did the Timid Tiger and the Strawberry Slush. And I think this might be my favorite. I really, really love how this came together. And then you might have noticed on here these beautiful pearls. Let me find in my new... Here they are. The in color pearls are just gorgeous. And all 5 colors are in the pack. They are like an iridescent, really gorgeous, gorgeous embellishment. Speaking of embellishments, let me just go quickly. There are some gorgeous loose shaker elements, Strawberry Slush, and Pretty in Pink gems. Holographic resin dots. Aren't those fun? The shades of green hexagons. These almost remind me of sea glass. And pressed flower motifs. They're little like brass kind of metal embellishments. There are a few more than this, but those are the ones that we could pre-order. And I did use the in color ones on those samples right there. I also used, since we had the ink pads there, they did have the cloud cover ink pad. And so I used it, and then I stamped the Secret C over it. And I don't know if you're able to tell on this view, on this camera view, but it is very gray compared to the bluish tone of the cardstock. So I can see why they were disappointed in the way that it was aging. And so unfortunately not available, but there is one sample that I did stamp while I was there and had access to that ink pad. And I think it's beautiful as a combo. So we'll just have to adapt and do things without that ink pad. So there's a look at how these kind of play together. I think they're beautiful. So that last sample was the cloud cover and Secret C. Then I kept playing when I got home, and I want to show you. This is actually a stamp, background stamp. It is available now. It became available at the beginning of March 2025. It is called Painted Stripes, and it is a big background stamp. So here it is. It's mounted on the largest F block, and it's big. So this is large. It covers a whole background. And I decided to start using it. I wanted to play more with the in colors. And so I inked it with the Darling Duckling, Timid Tiger, and Strawberry Slush. And then I used the Secret C. So we have these 4 colors to stamp this great image. And I absolutely love this set. This was a gift from Stampin' Up! To everyone at the Onstage event. It's new in the new catalog called Layered Thoughts. And this is why I was saying earlier that I'm almost using this new Secret C as a black, because don't you think it almost looks like black? But I think it's going to depend how this color is used and what it's paired with. But in this case, I love how that turned out. Here is one with just the Timid Tiger and the Secret C, and I made it just a smaller square card version. And then this one, I only used 2 of the colors, Strawberry Slush and Timid Tiger, again with the Secret C, but do you see how that layer gives the effect of black, but it's not quite as stark as black? Same thing, but with a white matte instead of the Secret C. And then this one is just all Strawberry Slush and the Secret C. So I'm going to stamp this with you, but I'm going to show you a new way to make this. And I think you're going to love this. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. But before I do that, I just want to show you my last 4 samples with another absolutely adorable new set. Let me grab the set. I'll put these out here so you can see them. Let's see. It's right here somewhere. Please hold. I'm sorry. I thought I had it ready. It is called Sweet Jar. And this is so cute because you can stamp the jar and you can fill it with hearts, shamrocks. These can be cookies or jelly beans, and these can be the chocolate chips on the cookies. You can fill it with the candles. You could put anything else in it you wish, absolutely anything. It does not have to be from this set, but there is a punch that goes with this. So I have stamped the hearts, and then this is some new beautiful foil paper. Isn't that pretty? The new strawberry slush embellishments. I thought that it would make a cute anniversary card. Isn't that adorable? And that stamp, hang on. Sorry, I should have had it ready. I thought I did, and oh dear, I am going to have to post that later. It has disappeared off my desk already. But this stamp is really fun and has lots of cute little greetings that you can mix and match. So I made that into an anniversary card. And then I tried 2 of them, filling it with the candles in that set. Oh my gosh, I think this is so super adorable. I used just some nice bright colors. I added in Lemon Lime Twist and Summer Splash to the in color assortment. And both of these papers in the background are new. This paper is new as well. So I just wanted to show you some fun possibilities with the in colors, combining them in different ways, and with 3 very different sets. So yesterday, if you were looking at my Facebook account, and you might have seen my post, and I said, so do you think on my live tomorrow, which, yeah, I know it's not live anymore, will you be team florals, team stripes, or team sweet jar? I knew I had all 3 of these ready to show you. And I just think these colors are so fun, so vibrant. You know, if you know me, you know, I call these Patty colors. I just love this type of a color palette. So what I wanted to show you, and I hope you can see the difference. Let's see, let's get out this one so you can really compare it. Do you see the difference in the stamped stripes? And there's a reason it says Lucy Jones. Tell you in just a minute. But do you see the difference? This one is just inking up the stamp and stamping it onto paper. And you can see by this image, or maybe it's easier to see it on the stamp case, but you can see that it is meant to have kind of an irregular watercolor type look. So indeed, when you ink the stamp and you stamp it on paper, you get that irregular watercolor-ish look, like somebody took the watercolor paint on a brush and just dragged it across, and it got wide, it got narrow, it got light, it got dark, and you can see that, and it's supposed to be that way. But yesterday I saw on a demonstrator only Facebook group a lovely demonstrator named Lucy Jones. She had used this stamp and it looked totally different. And I thought, oh my gosh, what did she do? And I asked her, and she was so kind, and she told me her technique. And so that's what I'm going to share with you to get a totally different look. And I actually stamped it 4 times without re-inking. So I'm going to show you the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th generation here. You can just keep going with this new technique and just keep stamping, and you will get lots of different looks. Just before we stamp that, I'll just point out that on this version, I paired the 3 Timid Tiger, Darling Duckling, and Strawberry Slush, those new colors, with Flirty Flamingo because I wanted to see how those looked together, and I love it. This is going to be my new happy Patty color combination. I just love how those go together. So pretty. So let me show you this amazing technique that I learned from Lucy Jones. Thank you, Lucy. It's just really, really amazing. I absolutely love this. You are going to want to have your silicone mat handy, okay? Silicone mat. Of course, we will need our stamp, and we will need ink. You could do this with 1 color, or as I am going to do 3, you could do 2, you could probably do 5. I am going to show you with 3 colors because I want to just replicate this look to show you how I accomplished that. The first thing I'm going to do is open up the ink pad. And by the way, if you have new ink pads and you're finding that they are a little bit sticky or hard to open and close, you can take like chapstick or a candle, a tiny bit of Vaseline, anything like a lubricant like that, and just put it in this track or on this track, and then you can run this open and closed a few times, and that will help you to loosen it up. Well, it'll help the ink pad to loosen up, and it'll be easier to open and close. So first thing I'm going to do is smush my Darling Duckling ink right in the center because I want to replicate this. So I'm going to have my yellow ink in the middle. I am going to use my Strawberry Slush down here, and I am allowing it to overlap the Darling Duckling just a little bit. That will produce a little bit of an orange as they mix. And then Timid Tiger is going to be up here at the top. It's a little messy, but you know, no worries. The glass mat is absolutely a fabulous thing to have to do any sort of, you know, messy things like this. Okay, then I'm just going to take a water bottle and I am going to spritz this. Hang on, I think I'm spritzing my cards. Oh my goodness. Now, if this were live, you would all be gasping because you just saw that I probably spritzed my cards. Oh dear. It's okay. It's fine. So we have this wet. I have a piece of white. Now, I am actually using the white willow? White willow. Gosh, I always get that confused. White willow, because it's a little brighter white, and I just really love the brighter color of the white. And I am using this wet silicone mat as an ink pad, but I'm not going to flip this over. I'm just going to come straight over to here, and I'm just going to press down on my white paper, and I'm going to give that just a second because I want that to soak into the paper. And then when I lift it, look at this. Look how beautiful. Isn't that stunning? It's so vibrant, and it kind of fills in a bit of that irregularity. So if you're like me and you thought, I think I kind of might want those stripes to be a little bit more just vibrant, a little bit more filled in, then you can use this technique. And I think it's amazing. I love this. And then I thought, well, let me see. Can I keep going with this? And I was able, like I showed you before, to pick up more of that ink and stamp again. Let that kind of soak in. You want that to absorb the color and the water to absorb into the paper. And there we have a generation number 2. Then what I did was I spritzed, I'm just going to guard my other projects here. I spritzed this again, okay? Didn't even add more ink. And I am going to do another one. So you can just keep going with this. They are going to get a little lighter because we're using up the ink, but we just sort of reactivate it a little bit with the water. So you can see we got a little bit of lightness up there, but that's okay. We might even put a die cut or a punch or something up there at the top. But truly, you can just keep going with this, and you can just make lighter and lighter versions if you wish. I just think it's amazing. I just absolutely love this. I love this technique. And I just want to say again, thank you to Lucy Jones so much for sharing this technique. I will wash this off a little bit better later. I just want to clean off my surface here. This is the little chamois that comes with the glass mat. But I just want to get that out of the way so that we can finish up with this. And this is just a microfiber cloth. It's nothing fancy. So I want to show you that comparison one more time now that you kind of saw it in action. So this is what the stamp looks like when you just put the ink pad right onto the rubber and stamp it. And then on the left here is the one that we just did where we spritzed the water onto the silicone mat. And I love how this looks. It's funny because I keep thinking I'm live and I keep looking at my iPad to see what you're saying about this. But yeah, we're not live. So I have to get used to that. But I just think this is a really pretty option for this stamp, and I can't wait to just try this with some other stamps. I'm thinking maybe some trees, some mountains, like the Grove set, the Leaf Collection background stamp. There might be some really fun things to try with this. Now, these are wet though. So the ones that I just did are wet. So I am going to, oh, this is one of the wet ones. My goodness. So I am just going to, let's see, I think I'm going to use this one because I like how it's kind of equally distressed looking. I like that. And I am going to go ahead and stamp with that new set and the Secret C so that you can see, haha, that's cute. So that you can see how beautifully that stamp stamps. And I just thought of something I want to tell you, and I will hopefully remember this in just a minute. So let's see, should we do, I think we could do thank you. I'm just going to run this on the edge of my table here to try to get it to curve back the other way since it was a little bit curvy with the water. So I am going to do thank you on this one. And I don't know if you caught this in the beginning, well, when I showed you this set, but it's kind of a mix and match. So you can do thank and you could do thinking of you, love to you, happy birthday to you. So you can mix and match the pieces in this set. And I have the you right here. So this one will be the thank you. Look how beautifully that Secret C is stamping. It's like a better image than the Memento Black, and it is just so crisp and so perfect. I just fell in love with this. So before I mount that onto a card, because I don't want to forget to show you this, I just want to share this again. I share this every year with you, but I'll just give you a reminder. Well, first, before I share that, hopefully you know that the little stickers on the back are to go on the end of the ink pad, so that when you store your ink pads in your storage, whatever you use for storage, you can see the colors. Okay, so hopefully you know that. This is something I started doing a couple years ago. I use whatever the in color embellishment is, and I stick one on here. The reason is I store my ink pads in rainbow order. And sometimes I like to glance up at my ink pads and see which ones are in colors. This is going to indicate to me that these are the in color pads. If you store your colors differently and you keep your in colors together, then that really is not important. But, well, maybe it is. Maybe you still want to know. But I just thought that that was kind of a fun little, I don't know, just a fun little way to designate on those ink pads. So let's see. Oh, I think I might like it with the Darling Duckling. But I think what I want to do with this one is cut a little mat of the Secret Sea. So first I will just do a 4 1/4, so I have a card base for next time, and 5 1/2, and then I have a 1/4 sheet. Now I'm going to trim a 1/4 inch off of this one, each direction. And then I'm going to trim this down. I think this is 4 by 5 1/4. Yes. So this one needs to come down. I'm going to take a little bit off each side so that it's a 1/4 inch smaller, so that it will layer nicely. And then a 1/4 inch off the bottom. And I think this is going to be really pretty. Give that a pop with the Secret Sea, and then onto the Darling Duckling. I think that's going to be very pretty. So let's do that. I should have scored while I had the trimmer over here, so let me do that. If you're not familiar with the Stampin' Up! Trimmer, the lighter blade is for scoring, the darker one is for cutting, and they both fit on here at the same time, so you can leave them on there. Excuse my reach. And then I'm just going to layer these two together and pop. Oh my goodness, it's a new glue. Did you see that? Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to like dab that off right in the middle because that was a lot of glue. Okay. Sorry, back to what I was saying. Okay, I'm going to layer these together with glue so that they are at the same layer. And then I'm going to mount this on my... that was a lot of glue. I'm going to mount this onto my card with my foam adhesive sheets. So the foam adhesive sheets come in this size, and I just like to, that's going to be a good size. I just like to cut it into like 3 or 4 strips to put onto the back. You don't need to put a whole solid piece on the back. It will make your card really, really, really stiff. So I just do like 3 or 4 on the back. It's interesting, when I just flipped this over, and I don't know if you can see on the camera, but when I flipped it over, it looks very blue, navy-ish blue. But then when I flip it back over this way, it seems to be really dark, like almost that black look that I was going for. So this will be an interesting color to work with over time. I like that. I really like that a lot. And then let's grab some of the new In Color pearls, and we could go with the dark ones, but I'm thinking maybe the duckling so that it brings out the yellow in the background card. I think I like that. Yes, I like that a lot. So there you go, a very easy, simple beginner card, and you can keep stamping as many of those generations as you wish before you re-ink it, or you can ink it and use it just right away so that you have a nice, dark, vibrant version. And I just think, I don't know, I just think these are just so much fun. These colors are fabulous together. I hope you like them together. I think they are just beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. And like I said, there we have it mixed with Flirty Flamingo as an option. I don't know if you have a favorite yet. I know it takes a little time, but if you have a favorite, let's look at them one more time. So we have Cloud Cover, Secret Sea, Timid Tiger, Darling Duckling, and Strawberry Slush. If you have a favorite yet, if you've developed a favorite, drop a note in the comments and let me know. I'm interested to know. Or maybe if you have a favorite combo, kind of like I do, then I would love to know that as well. But I hope you found this helpful and informative and inspiring. And I hope you love this new technique with the silicone mat and the water spritzing. Thank you one more time to Lucy Jones for sharing that technique. I just absolutely love it. And stay tuned for a post in a few weeks about my rainbow order for cardstock and my ink pads. I will be sharing that in a couple of weeks. But for now, I just wanted to introduce you to these fabulous new colors and say, once again, thank you. And if you need more info or catalog or need to contact me, hop on over to pattystamps.com and you can contact me through my blog. So thank you, everyone, and I will see you next time.